This episode of Chiedza CheAfrica is proudly sponsored by Tank Pro. Tank Pro under Elite Tank Limited is your premier business consultancy, transforming vision into excellence for students and businesses worldwide. Offering professional short courses, website development, digital marketing, project management, bookkeeping, business support, and HR solutions. They are here to elevate your success. Dial +44 73 916 373 70, or you can WhatsApp or visit www.tankpro.co.uk to learn more and take the next step towards your goals. Stay tuned in for more inspiring content.
Hello Africa, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Chiedza CheAfrica podcast, the podcast that brings you information to do with education, STEM, aviation, science and technology, and also women. We also bring in women that are doing inspiring changes around the world, women that you can look up to as African young girls, men that you can look up to as African young boys to say, no, I'm from Africa, but since my fellow one is doing it, I can also do it. I can also follow that same footsteps. And today on Chiedza CheAfrica, I am joined by engineer Bertha. Yes, I bring superstars, by the way. You guys should start giving me my flowers. Yes, because it's not easy to source for superstars for you guys.
Yes. So we had to find.
Exactly. You see,
we had to
imagine the amount of time that I had to convince the engineer herself. Well, these people are always busy in the factories doing something here. So finding time to sit down with them is not an easy task. You should send me money to buy ice cream.
Yeah, send money.
Send money. So, Engineer Bertha, welcome to Chiedza CheAfrica podcast.
Thank you.
We are so honored to have you with us so that we learn more about engineering in aviation, about STEM education, things that we thought we knew, but we know nothing about.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to give you the floor to really introduce fully yourself to our African audience, because I might not do justice to your name, because it does deserve some respect. She's an engineer, a whole one. Yes. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. The energy is giving energy. So my full name would be Bathsheba, then Bertha Mong'ina.
Okay.
So I usually prefer to use Bertha because Bathsheba gets botched a lot. And I remember there was a day I went somewhere for an interview, and the interviewer asked me, "Your name is actually Bathsheba. Don't your parents like you?" And I'm like, she was the mother of Solomon. I mean, but now, it usually gets botched quite a bit. But so I usually prefer to use Bertha. It's simple. But yeah, this is me, and like she said, I'm an engineer, and it's going well.
Yes,
it's going well. An engineer amongst other things.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's going well.
Thank you very much. Like, as you can hear, you can see that she's cruising nicely, softly there. We have no fear of contradictions.
No,
over here.
We own it.
We own it.
Yes.
So Bertha, let's get into your journey. How did you discover that you really want to be an engineer, not just an ordinary engineer per se, but an engineer in the aviation industry, an industry whereby most people think it's too expensive to get into. Most people, when you talk about the aviation, they think it's only for those that have money, the rich class. But then we see, because on this podcast, almost everyone that I've met talking to about aviation, they're just people like me, people who don't even come from money. But true. They are making it, and they're doing amazing stuff in the industry.
So I think my story didn't start with, I want to do aviation. That was not the goal in life, guys. That was not the goal. That was not the goal. I think when I was in high school, at some point, I was determined to be a doctor.
Okay.
And then in biology class, we had to dissect a frog. you know, because you want to see the different parts of the body. And then I was like, maybe this is not for me, but I was still not sure. And that time, my grandfather was a professor for nursing in a university. So he used to come back and tell us stories about how first years have to go and see a cadaver. Like they just peel the skin and then you see the layer of fat and all that. So for me, I was thinking, I love biology because of the botany side of it, but the human body side, I'm not so good with the body fluids and all that. So I was starting to second guess, but I was not really sure. Other than this, what else would I want to do? So at that point, I'm an avid reader. Even today, I read a lot of books. Most of the time, if you find me quiet in a corner looking at my phone, I'm not texting. I'm reading a novel. I'm reading a novel. So because reading was a thing in the house. Like for 15 years, I was an only child. So because my parents needed a way to keep me engaged, they started buying me books. It started like a challenge, like finish 2-3 books a week. And within a couple of years, I'd read all the books in the house. So now they used to have to buy me more books. In the library in school, I finished all the books. So I used to read a lot, especially when I'm on holiday, I would read a lot. So there's a book I read by Daniel Steele. It's called Wings. And that's what actually drew my attention towards aviation. Because in that book, this girl, her father owns an airport, he has aircrafts, but he doesn't want her to fly because she's a girl. But his best friend, who's his partner in the airport, now started teaching her secretly how to fly. Because the brother was being forced to fly, but he didn't even like it, he didn't want it, so he was very bad at it. But she was very good at it. But the father was always resisting because she's a girl. So for me, it was like, oh, so I get to compete with boys, and I always liked competing with boys. For me, that was the motivation. Like I get to compete with boys. That sounds interesting. Yes, so that sounds interesting. It's something I would want to do. By that time, I didn't have any information about what to do, how to go about it. And my mom used to work for Moi University. And at that time, Moi University had started a program, like a degree that incorporated flying, but you get to also do the management side of things. So you combine the two, like you do your PPL, your CPL, and then the degree itself, and then you graduate. So she had, when I started mentioning flying, she also floated that idea, but none of us took it seriously because we are still not settled on what do we want. So now I'm just going through life. So I remember even by the time I was finishing O levels, I did like a vision board. And flying was not even top 3
on that.
I wrote 3, and the first one I wrote was environmental science. Why? Because my boyfriend at that time had got into university to do environmental science. So me, I was like, this is it. Number 2 was marine biologist. Why? Because I saw it in a movie and I'm like,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But none of this were practical. And then now, number 3, I just wrote engineer. I was not sure which engineer, but I just wrote engineer. And then on this other side, I wrote like a list of universities. I wrote like, I want to go to, I remember I wrote, what's this university? There's a Nottingham. I wrote Nottingham. Why? Because my cousin went to Nottingham for his master's. So I thought I want Nottingham. Number 2, I wrote Middlesex University, specifically Dubai campus. Why? I saw an advert and I'm like, wow, this is it.
My life can be pretty there.
Yes. And then number 3, I wrote Adelaide University. And in Australia, I was like, this looks fantastic. So when I've done this, my vision board and everything, and then, because you have to present it to the parents and convince them. Because I didn't want to do A levels, so I was looking for a way to bypass. So I've even written there how I can do foundation instead of A levels, the courses I can do. And then I was like, I either do foundation or I do international baccalaureate. So I've written my vision board nicely, and I come and I present it to my mom, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. And she gave me this look, for this girl, you're crazy.
I can imagine.
So I really pushed, and I was not backing off. I really pushed because I told her I don't want to go to university in Kenya. Kenya is not for me. So initially, I think she did it to appease me. Now that I think back to it, because she let me do the interview for Aga Khan to see if I can do the IB program. So I went, I did the interview, I passed. But when the fee structure came, it's a day school. Where will you live? And then the fee is like about 300,000 per term. That's like in a year, that's like 900,000.
Right.
And that's just tuition. You've not done transport, you've not done food
and accommodation.
and accommodation. And I remember my mother just looked at me, and I think she was scared to break my heart. So she tried to even get her friends who are in other professions to talk to me and maybe open my mind towards other jobs. Because her, she's an accountant, and me, I told her accounting is not for me. And medicine is not for me. So my grandparents couldn't talk to me because they're nurses. So she tried to get people who are in business to talk to me about their day-to-day. She tried to get me to do a gig in a shop so I can see how life runs. She really tried to give me other options. But I was still not settled on what I want. Me, I just knew if I do this IB, people who do IB get scholarships after they finish. I can get to go out of the country. So for me, I was like, this IB, this is what I want. Now, in the middle of all that struggle, see, my mom works in the university, and the university has an aviation program. She just said, she used to mention aviation. She went, she got me the admission, and she came and she told me, tomorrow go pick your admission letter. I've paid for your hostel. You can even stay in school. Because we live in the same city, but now she's like, me, I'll go to work. Her campus was away from my campus. And she's like, because I also want you to be independent. I don't want you to be so used to living at home that you never think things for yourself. Go stay in the hostel. And she paid for the hostel, and she took me to the hostel. So when I was going, I was not even sure this is what I want.
You were like, what are you doing to me now?
Yeah, I was I was excited to be in university. And I was excited that I don't have to do A-levels. So it was ticking 2 boxes. And then I'm like, this flying that I read in that book, okay.
I can do this.
Yes, I can do this. But it did not go as well as planned.
I like Bertha's story.
It didn't go as well as planned.
There's a lot of bumps and the in between.
You know, I remember even that time, even the friends I used to have who were doing other courses, I like to tell them, guys, I'm a pilot. I'm doing flying. I'm in flight school. I'll be flying you one day. Like, I was feeling myself. Right now, I'm very humble. I'm very humble. I'm very, very humble. But now, the challenge came in the flying part of it. Because the coursework was going smoothly. But the flying, the aircraft was not always as available and accessible as we wanted. And then also, the flying fee was a bit of a challenge, but my mom managed to pay for the PPL. Like, she paid full amount for PPL. But now the challenge was with the flying. We'd have the aircraft now, it will be around for a month, and then the aircraft is one, and we are several students. So we have to go according to a schedule. Because like my class, we had 10 pilots, 9, because one left and went out of the country, 9 pilots, and we are 4 classes. So each class has at least 9 to 10 people, and the aircraft is one. So we'd have slots, because we used to do a minimum of 5 flights a day. So we'd have slots. So you wait your turn. Like, you will fly Monday, then you fly again Wednesday, then you fly again, like that. So now what would happen, after the aircraft being around for a month, maybe you've done 10 hours, it goes for check. When it goes for check, you know, because it's a government institution, they take too long to pay. By the time they've paid and cleared the aircraft, it's been 3 months. You've forgotten what you learned in your 10 hours. Then you have to start again. In the end, I have 36 hours on circuits. I don't even have a solo because it's like I'm not having consistent experience. So I was getting frustrated. And you know, when I'm telling my mom I'm getting frustrated, she's getting frustrated with me, because she's like, why can't you get it? It's like driving. It's like driving. Why can't you get it? And now we're having friction in the house. At the same time, everyone is frustrated. And in the midst of all this, now the government starts having an issue with our school. They start saying, we are not sure this course is accredited. Because now, even if you're trying to look for an internship and you take that document to like any other organization, you're like, oh, I'm doing this degree. They're like, what is that?
What is that?
We've never heard of that. There was no other program like it in Africa at that time. So it was, you have to sell the program before you even sell yourself. So it was a whole challenge. So even getting internships, we had to struggle. We had to struggle to really even get a chance to do an internship, because it's a requirement for your degree. Now we finished, we've done everything till the thesis, everything, but we don't have the PPL, we don't have the CPL. If anything, at that time, the people who ended up doing PPL finished their 40 hours with us, then paid another flight school so that they can do the exam there, because the aircraft was not available. So it was and me, I don't even have the experience for me to even use that route. So now government says this course, we are not sure if it's even credited. And then the KCAA, which is Kenya Civil Aviation Authorities, took away the training license
from the school.
Yeah, because if you have a training license, you should be bringing students for examination. So there was a rumor that the training license was being brought into question, and it was being revoked. So now you're wondering, what do I do now? That time, I remember that was around 2014, 2015. You're wondering, what next? Where do I go from here? So I ended up staying at home for 18 months because my other classmates were saying they want to sue. I can't join the lawsuit because my mom is an employee. It will backfire on her. So now I have to wait and see what solution everyone else comes up with. Then I ride on that. So for 18 months, I'm at home. I'm doing nothing. I'm like the house help now, the errand girl. I have no plan. I am not doing anything with my life. So I remember at that time, I was like, maybe I should get married and be a housewife. And that didn't work out.
As well.
That didn't work out. I think that was a season where I decided, you know what? God, do with me what you want.
What you want. I'm tired.
Because nothing was working. And I remember even trying to start a small business. And the first day that I opened the small business, like I was selling to snacks, the first day, like, you know, when you do your calculation, you're like, if I buy this amount of things and I sell, I make this much profit. I made a loss. I don't even know how I made a loss. So I told myself, no. And my grandfather was really feeling it, like that I'm at home, I'm not doing anything. My mom seemed unbothered. So for her,
I think your mom was now like, no, I've done it now.
Yes. So she was not giving me any options. So now my grandpa, actually it started with my grandma. My grandma called me aside one day, and she's like, maybe we should take you to university abroad. You start afresh. And she was now trying to convince me, do nursing. And I'm like, nursing?
No.
You need to have a certain heart of gold to be able to care for another human being. Yes. And me, already my personality is those ones where I don't care. So I don't have it in me to be that gentle, that caring. I don't know. So now I was for the idea of going back to school, but not the nursing. So we did a back and forth, and she said, go to Australia. And I started the process. I applied. I applied to University of Adelaide. I did my IELTS. I was ready to go. And then the acceptance letter came, and the fee was, it was too much. And then I went back to her, and I'm like, you suggested this, so what's your plan? And she's like, I suggested you and your mom, you figure it out. And we are looking at each other like, okay. What next? And I remember when I was even applying, I chose engineering because I told myself, in as much as flying didn't work out, I want to be near those aircraft. Because I'd grown to love the aircrafts, the aviation field. I'd grown to feel like it was clicking for me. You know, when you're being taught something and you feel like you don't have to struggle, you're getting it. So for me, I was just getting it. And I felt like I want to stay in aviation. I may not be in that cockpit, but I'm not quitting on this industry. I want to stay in aviation. So for me, it was a season of those ones where I decided, as long as I'm near an aircraft, I'm at peace. That is it. I have achieved. So now I can't go to Australia. It's expensive. And one of my mom's friends suggested China. China's affordable. And we looked at it and we're like, what I would have spent in a year in China would have taken me through the entire course in China. What 1 year in Australia, that money would have paid for my entire degree in China. Plus living expenses, and still I have pocket money. And we're like, okay. Makes sense. Let's do it. So I just applied online, and they were very fast. They're even faster than the Australians. The Australians took 2 months to send me an acceptance letter. This guy is 7 days. I had an email like, we've accepted you. We have dispatched your original documents via DHL. Wait for them and take them to the embassy. And I remember I started applying like last week, first week of February, and by last week of March I was in China. And that's how I went to do my bachelor's. So I did a bachelor in aeronautical engineering in China. I stayed there for 4 years. And I think that was a collabo between my mom and my grandpa. Because like my grandfather, when I came with the idea for China, my mom was like, she needs more time till September to figure out tuition. But my grandpa was like, you've been home long enough. And I remember he wrote me a check.
Wow.
And he's like, this is your first year tuition, first year accommodation. Your mom will figure out pocket money. Your grandma will pay for flights. Here you go. Go to school. And he was like, you said you want to stick with aviation. You are sure you want to stick with aviation. And my grandma's only opinion was, who would want to marry a woman who's diseducated?
No one.
Yes.
You're too opinionated.
Yes. She's like, you're too opinionated. Then you choose a career that you're competing with men. You'll be found too aggressive. No man will want to marry you. And me, I was like, we shall see. So I went to China. I did my course, and I would say it was a good experience. I would actually encourage anyone who wants to do affordable education. You want to go abroad and do something, but you don't have too much money. I would always suggest do China. But if you're doing China, just know you're not doing China with that mentality for I will stay here after.
Okay.
Because they won't absorb you. They'll just tell you it's not your qualifications, it's your skin color. So if you're doing China, do China, knowing in your mind what's your plan after. Yes, after China. So for me, I think I didn't have a plan for after China. So I went to China, I did my degree, and then when I was thinking, let me apply for masters something so that I will go to another country. I didn't want to come back home.
You were not up for home.
I was not interested in coming back home. And I tried to have that conversation with my mother, and she told me, haven't you eaten enough of my money? I don't have any more money.
I would like to sit down with your mother and really ask about you better.
She told me I have other children. Because she kept reminding me, out of all my children, you've gone to the most expensive schools, you have the biggest tastes. Now I've spent money on 2 degrees and you still want masters. She told me, if you want masters, you will go to work and you will pay for yourself that masters. But as for me, as your mother, I have done my part. She told me I have done my part.
God won't judge you.
Yes. And she even told me, if anything, now that you're coming, once you graduate, you're coming back to Kenya. And when you come back, you moved out when you left for China. So find a house. I will help you pay rent until when you can pay your own bills. But you've moved out.
Stay out.
Like, figure it out. So for me now, that was when reality hits. What's next? So I started applying for internships, because now after university, what do? You have to find something to keep you busy so you can practice what you have learned. And I think God decided to repay me for the suffering. Like I always tell people, all fingers are not equal. Just because you finished school and you immediately got a job, or someone finished school and then they had to tarmac for 6-7 years before they got their first job. And for me, I always say, because I spent so much time waiting on this first degree, I learned, by the time I was coming to Kenya, I'd applied for attachment somewhere. And I remember they even called me and they called me on a Tuesday, and they told me, if you're not here by the end of this week, we are giving out your slot. And it was just by coincidence or good luck, I was en route. I told them I'm actually waiting for my flight to come to Kenya tonight. So tomorrow, just give me tomorrow. I get off my jet lag Friday. You will see me. And I think that opened my door, because I did that internship for 3 months, and there were clients at another company, and then I used to be the one sent to drop documents, and I decided to be smart. So when I took the papers to be signed by that maintenance guy, I slid in my CV at the end.
In between?
At the very end. So when he finishes signing, he just CV. And I said, no, I'll be here in the reception waiting for him to finish so I can take. When he finished signing, he just came and said, is this your CV? I'm like, yeah. He's like, come for an interview. Wow. So I did an interview there and then. And he asked me, so what are you doing now? I told him I'm doing this internship. And he told me, when are you finishing? I told him, he's like, you see that Friday, when you finish Monday,
you're working
see you here. Yeah. And I came, I did for them 4 months. And after 4 months, I felt like I was crashing mentally, because now you're living on your own, and I was feeling like my life is not where I want it to be. So I resigned. I wrote them a resignation, and I remember they asked me, we've never heard of an intern resigning. How are you resigning? And I stayed home for 1 month. After 1 month, I decided to come get my recommendation paper so I can try somewhere else. But who is God? When I came for my recommendation paper, do you know what they told me? We'll give you this paper if you resume work again, and now we'll pay you. And I remember it was on a Tuesday. The next day I came to work. I worked for, that was mid-October. So I worked till Feb. And then February, the very first company called me for an interview. So I remember even just snuck out. Like after lunch, I told my colleague, just cover for me. I'll be back for 2 hours. So I went and did my interview. I don't know how my supervisor knew I'd gone for an interview. Because when I came back, he's like, forget the interview, we'll employ you.
Will they increase your money?
Yes, because now I was still like, they're giving me something, but I was not a full employee.
Okay.
So now they're like, we'll employ you fully. Full benefits with a salary. And no, I was trying to buy time because I'm waiting for this guy to respond. But he was on my case. In the morning, he'd even come and sit next to me. So what have you decided? Where are we?
Where are we?
You want to quit? Don't quit. And after like a week, I just decided, let me say yes, because they're taking too long. And when I said yes, those guys, took them even a month to say apologies. So I was even glad that I accepted. And funny enough, when I was there, one of my colleagues went for an interview somewhere and he came to brag, you know, I went for this interview for this and this position. And me, I'm like, isn't that what I'm doing here? So I know more about this than you. It was a public holiday. I sent my papers. The next day I get a phone call. Please come to our office. I went. That was on a Thursday. Friday I went to see the owner of the company. Monday I was told, come for your contract. And that's where I am now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think for me, it's been, you move from one thing to the other. Because when I even got into aviation, I told myself, may I never struggle for a job, but may opportunities always find me. And so far, things have kind of worked out.
This is so amazing. It reminds me of my own life as well, like a little bit of my journey. Like when you resigned, because I used to work at a local TV station back in Zimbabwe. I was a graduate trainee by that time. So I did the entire 2023. Then 2024 around October, I started feeling like something heavy.
Yes.
Like as if like I used to enjoy coming to this TV station each and every day, presenting, producing shows. But I was like, no, there's something lacking. I no longer feel excited coming here because it was a 9-to-5 job. Like I'm missing out on social life. Like I need to go out the network, meet new people, collaborate and have fun. So me coming back to work every day, no. So I was just, it was in October, right?
Yeah.
So it was around 10 a.m. I'm scrolling on Instagram. Then there's this organization, it's an NGO. It does youth programs. They were looking for a volunteer for content writing. And I was like, no, let me just apply.
Yeah, just try.
Then I applied. Then that very same day, they replied my email. We are doing interviews next week, Thursday. Are you able to come? Then I was like, yeah. And mind you, this wasn't going to be a paid gig. This wasn't going to be a paid job. So me as a graduate trainee, I was getting paid, right? Good money, it's fine. I'm single, I'm not a parent, so it covers that I need to cover. Then come Thursday, I am sitting. I am sitting at my desk. Do you know what I did? I was, because I went to work. The interview was there at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I went to work because the place is actually close to my
so you
workplace.
Can easily just
I can easily just walk for the interview. So I'm sitting at 10 a.m. It's Thursday. I wrote a resignation letter before I even went for the interview. I wasn't even sure, would they like me? Am I going to be accepted? But at the back of my mind, I told myself that I want to leave this place. Even if I'm to go home and just breathe for like 2 months, it's fine. I've saved enough. I've saved money that can cover my expenses for like 6 months. So I'll be fine. Then I wrote my resignation letter, sent it to my supervisor, then printed out and I used their printer.
Yeah, it's all right.
to print out my CV. Then I printed out my CV. Then I went to my supervisor and I was like, can I go out for like after lunch? I need to go to the shopping center. There's someone I want to meet. I just want to give them a parcel for like 1.5 hours. Then my supervisor looked, because you'd always say, I know you, you're a scam, you're too smart. Then he looked at me funny through his glasses. Then I was like, okay, fine, go. So I hadn't noticed that he had seen that I'm holding a CV.
Yes.
So then I went for the interview. The people there, they were very jovial. Then one of the guys was like, I think we need someone with your energy around this place to bring back life and all. Then I was like, it's fine. Then they said they will call me after a week. It was Thursday. They didn't call me after a week. They called me Friday evening. Are you able to start next week Tuesday? And I was like, I'm coming.
It worked out.
It worked out.
It worked out.
When I returned back to work, my supervisor had gotten the email. Then he was like, hi, can I see you for a few minutes? So I saw that you want to resign with immediate effect. Then I was like, yes. I wasn't even sure if I'm going to get the opportunity, but I just want to go. Then he asked, why are you leaving? And then my friends were like, yeah, are you going for another opportunity? Guys, I'm not even going somewhere I'm going to be paid. I'm only going to be given transport, our allowance. But for my own personal growth and the things that I really need, the things that are on my vision board, please let me go.
Yes.
So that is how, so I think we have so many similar ways on how our path. Now look, here we are. I'm in Kenya. We're sitting down having this episode and everything. We are cruising.
Yes,
nicely.
we are cruising.
I think we did
flight level.
High five.
This is it. This is it. This is it.
Yeah, so this is so amazing having these conversations, having this journey, because you know, with life, I've also learned that in as much as we need to plan our daily lives, we need to plan for the future, but the moment you stop thinking about life deeply and like trying to really plan out every tiny detail, because the moment that you're spending planning out every tiny detail, life is already passing you by.
Yes.
Because you're in your room, you're trying to write down notes, but people are out there just walking in the park, just breathing. So you don't allow everything about life to really try to take away you enjoying life and just living in the moment as well. And I'm really glad that your journey worked out after
it worked
all
out.
the bumps.
It worked out because I can say the employer I have now has so far been the one that has put me on the next level.
Wow.
Because when I came there, I was just here in Kenya we say there's a technician and there's an engineer. A technician, I don't think it's just a Kenyan thing. I think it's just global within aviation. A technician is someone who's finished the training but is not licensed.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm not licensed.
Okay.
So if I was to actually apply for a job, I can be an engineer. An engineer is the one who actually certifies, puts the signature that this work was done. So an engineer is someone who's gone to the government and gotten a license. So like I don't have a license. But when I applied to this company, they're an air operator. So to most people, it sounded crazy. You as an engineer, maintenance person, you're applying to an operator. Because now operators just, they don't necessarily have a maintenance section.
Okay.
Some companies here in Kenya have both. Like you find they have a maintenance section and they have the operations. So it's like their own company maintains their own aircraft.
Okay.
But now like ours, we outsource. We go to another company to maintain for us. So when I applied there, most people thought it doesn't work out. But when I got there, and this employer told me, you know what? Can you do an audit? I'm like, yeah, I've done a few. He's like, okay, quality officer. And that's how I started doing quality. And then they took me for training for quality. And then the person who was in charge of safety quit. And that's how I ended up getting trained for safety.
For safety as well.
And that's how I even ended up being trained for dangerous goods. Like they are very keen on training their personnel. So I think it was just by my luck that I ended up just getting the trainings, because other organizations you have to train yourself, then come and show, yes, I've been trained. So I think I got a good employer who did all the trainings for me, and doing quality has opened my mind even to a lot of things. And I think even amongst my peers, I was the first one to do quality, and people never even used to understand what it is. But the more I started talking to them about it, now I think three other ladies have joined quality
as well. You know, when you speak about how your employers actually took time to train you, you know, when someone once asked, where do you actually get the guts to say you're leaving a paid job, going to somewhere you're not going to be paid? I always think about the person who was my production manager, like her guts, the way she takes life. Whenever I was in her office, she'd be like, Praise, don't let life pass you by.
Yeah.
Do whatever that you want. As long as your heart and the universe is backing you up, always go for it. And when I went to her office, when she heard that I was resigning, you know, she wasn't even sad or angry that we also want to leave us with immediate effect. She was like, fine, sit down. So what's the plan? Are they going to be treating you nice?
Yes.
After when you've worked and done several projects, don't forget to save money to buy yourself a car. You deserve something nice in the future. So I was like, no, even my own manager, I should go for it.
Yes.
So whenever I go back to her and have this conversation, she always reminds me, Guti, I am still proud of that she decided to, because obviously she needed a producer on site, but then she also understood that no, let her go for growth, because after university I joined their organization, so I wanted growth as well, because after 10 years I need to have something to really say on my table, like this is what I have.
You have to have something to look back to, because I think for me, I decided to give myself principles that will guide me. Like I always say, perfect planning prevents poor performance.
Exactly.
Like if me and you decide we are doing this, if I call you and ask you what's the plan and you don't have a plan, it's either I do it without you or I drop it. Because now we have to have a strategy. But at the same time, you also have to be open to accommodate others, because life changes every day. People change every single day. You have to be able to have room to fit in something. When things shift, you have to be able to accommodate that shift. And the other thing that I always say is, this one, it's my dad who always tells me, every single time he calls me, he's like, baby girl, you are enough. And baby girl, walk with boldness.
Exactly.
In everything you do, you walk with boldness. And I'm like, that's me.
Then you start working with boldness.
That's me. Like, you know, someone can tell this one is confident and this one is not confident. You might not know what you're doing, but your confidence sells.
Exactly.
Let that confidence sell.
Like, it reminds me of this penguins of Madagascar, King Julian, when he was asked, do you have, like, they were trying to make a plan, and then they ended up asking, so King Julian, what do you have? Confidence. Yes, I have confidence. So he was like, do you have a plan? And he said, no, I have confidence. The plan will show up on its own.
Yes.
This is so amazing. Speaking to you, Bertha, I'm having so much fun with this conversation. I love the energy, the storytellings. So now let's talk about GIA.
Yes.
Girls in Aviation Africa. This is a big thing. And I like the logo. It's so pretty, like the
it is.
with the campus in the middle. This is so nice.
This was our very first logo.
Okay.
And it has stayed. Now it's on everything, from the website to the t-shirts. I don't think we're changing it.
It's so fun, because these are like wings of the eagle, flying high, soaring high. This is amazing. So what does Girls in Aviation really do as an organization? Some of the projects that you have done to uplift other girls in the community. I understand you have mentoring programs.
Yes.
You do outreaches in rural schools to make sure that girls have the necessary information that they have when it comes to wanting to take STEM education, and also join aviation industry as a whole. Okay,
so GIA started like a WhatsApp group, and now it's an NGO.
There's a WhatsApp group. Yeah. Wow. So these are this is what we call original growth stories from WhatsApp to all over the world.
If anything, Aritha and I joined the group at the same time.
Okay.
So it started as a WhatsApp group, and then now they decided they want, instead of having a lot of people who are dormant, let's start charging a membership fee.
Okay.
That is renewable every year. It's not like when it comes to January, it's due. It's due on the month that you joined. Okay. Which is my job. I'm the money person.
Okay.
I had behind the scenes, they call me Madam Finance.
Madam Finance.
But and I hear some of them saying she's mean. But you know, I have to be the bad guy sometimes, because if you people mismanage this money,
that need you to be bad.
If you guys mess with this money, you look at me.
Yes.
So it started as a WhatsApp group. Then when we said we want to charge membership fee, a lot of the people who are not serious fell off, and then we were left with very few people. And that was the time that Aritha now and I just joined.
Okay.
So now after that, now we decided, what do we want to do? What do we want to accomplish? So we sat down, and I remember that time they just asked in the WhatsApp group, like, we need someone to handle finances. Me, I just DM'd them like, I'm available. And that's how I started helping out with the finances. Then Aritha, they asked someone who wants to help with social media. Then Aritha raised her hand, and we now joined the leadership team. But now now that we had a leadership, we now could be able to sit down and discuss, how do we want to do this mentorship thing? Because initially the goal for GIA had always been, number one, a sisterhood. Because every single time we take a video, every single time we take a picture, we always shout, it's a sisterhood thing. Okay. GIA. Every single video. Even because that is now our motto. Because the goal was, I've been here for 4 years. Maybe you've just joined. You don't know what to do, but I've walked that path. So now I can show you where to go. So the goal was, one, sisterhood. Let me show you who's joining how to go about this to get to where I am. And then now whoever is above me can show me also what to do, so that we are growing like a ladder. You help the one behind you, and the one ahead of you helps you, so that we are all growing one way or the other. And then the second goal was to take that message of aviation everywhere. Because sometimes you get that question for why don't we go to big schools? And we're like, you who've been taking aircrafts and taking vacations all over the world, you know these things.
And it's easily accessible to you.
Yeah, you know these things. So I'll be telling you what you already know. So you'll just be giving me attitude. But now this person here who has a dream, who doesn't even know
the plane from afar.
Yes, who doesn't even know how to get there. So now we just don't go and tell them, oh, there are these careers in aviation, because most people just know flying, pilots, engineers,
and flight attendants.
But you don't know the rest. So because we have turnaround coordinators, we have air traffic controllers, we even have drone pilots, we have so many other careers in between in there. Like even if you say someone who's done engineering, there's so many parts of engineering. You can be an avionics specialist, you can be an NDT specialist, you can do tech records, you can do maintenance planning. There's so much. You can do quality like I do. You can even decide to just do safety only. You can combine like I do. So you can even just be a dangerous goods coordinator. There's so many things behind the scenes. So now, as we started growing, initially we just had pilots and engineers. But as we started growing, we started having people from all other professions in aviation. So now, what we do every single time we go for mentorship, we carry at least one person from each slot. Like we accept as many volunteers to go as possible, but we try to make it as broad as possible. So that we give you more options. If flying is not for you, do you want to be an air traffic controller? Do you want to be a dispatcher? We give you all those options. And then because we go to schools where people are not necessarily rich, they always ask us, if I want to do this and I don't have the funds, how do I do it? And we also give you those options. Like we have 2 ladies who are in the military, and if they're there, they can tell you how they got into the military. Now they're flying.
Wow.
So the training is paid for by the government. They didn't have to pay. There are people who went through NYS, the people who want to do engineering. They did the National Youth Service, you volunteer for 2 years, then they give you the training, like they give you a diploma for free. Then now you pass out. So there are options if you can join maybe the police if you want. And then now there are organizations that look for people to sponsor. So we try to give them all the options, so that if someone says, I want to do this, but I can't afford it, we show you these are your options. If you can't find the money, do it like this. Or if you want to sponsor yourself, you don't have to do it all in one go.
Bit by bit.
Yeah, you can do it bit by bit. You can save for the first year, because now like diplomas are what's most common for engineering. So we try to open their minds to the many options, so that you're not thinking just in terms of one perspective. That way everyone knows there's something for everyone. There's an opportunity for everyone. I know people who started as cleaners in the airports, just cleaning the aircraft, and then over time now there are places where the employer might decide to sponsor some of it for you, and then you pay for yourself. And then now they went and did their own trainings and added and ended up doing another job. So we always tell people, you don't give up, because I'm just like you, and this is where I am. It doesn't mean that my parents are very, very rich. I wish they were. If they were, I'll be driving a Range Rover right now. But,
but
this is where we're at. So I think that's what GIA tries to do. And usually our goal every year, we try to do at least 3 or 4 mentorships in a year. So, but this year has been a bit of a slow one for us. Last year we did so many that people were burnt out. So we decided this year, let's take it easy. So we've done 2, this one and 1 during the year. Then now, by the end of the year, we'll be fully recharged, and then we go back and hit the ground running. Because in as much as we do mentorships, we also try to do in-house things. Like this year, we've focused a lot in-house. We had a lot of new members, and now we don't know each other, but we're expected to coordinate when we go somewhere. So we decided, let's do hangouts, let's go for bowling, let's get to know each other. So that if we get there, I'll not be asking you, what's your name again? Yes. So we try to interact even amongst ourselves as much as possible. And we really try to sometimes, actually not even sometimes, we are actually a self-sponsored organization at the moment. So we usually come up with the donations ourselves.
Okay.
And then now sometimes we even put on our social media. We open like an Mchanga link. Mchanga link is like a GoFundMe,
okay.
but based in Kenya.
Okay.
So now we open the link and then now we put it on our socials, our members share, then the public contributes, then the amount we get every single place we go, because these are people who are not very privileged, we take for them donations. Like we usually visit a lot of girls' school because we are a girls organization, so we buy them sanitary towels, we buy them stationery, and then all that we still put it on our social media, because you have to see where your money went. Because now we have to be accountable to the people that we are asking for this donations from. So that is what Chia does in a summary.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Chia is really doing amazing work. The mentorship for young girls. This is so inspiring. Each and every day when I sit with someone that is doing something with an organization, reaching out to girls, offering them opportunities and knowledge, because us coming from backgrounds whereby, yes, we don't come from the elite, but then within that middle background, we had someone teaching us a few things, but then we also need to look back. No, there's actually someone who actually doesn't have the small information that we ourselves were able to get.
Yes.
So it's really so inspiring and so amazing to hear you talk about Chia with so much love and confidence.
I forgot one thing, because we found a gap where like we'd come here one day, then we go. Then we'd find that's not very effective, because it's just a one day thing. How much will you absorb and will you remember? So we started incorporating aviation clubs.
Okay.
Like when we visit a school, we try to establish a club, an aviation club, because now we try not to repeat the school.
Okay.
Because we want to visit as many as possible. So now if we say we are coming here every year, what about the other places we want to go? Because I think we set out with a goal. There are 47 counties within Kenya, and we said we'll do one school in every county. I think right now we have done about 7 or so.
Okay.
So we try to establish an aviation club. Like we get the teacher who helped us to coordinate the visit. We try to get them to establish an aviation club. Then in our mentorship programs, like whoever is in charge of mentorship and programs within Chia usually follows up with the clubs. How are they doing? What do they need? And then we try to encourage that growth, so that you just don't have a one day thing and it's died.
Okay, this is so amazing, and I'm so glad. I hope after maybe in the next 10 years or 15, when we sit down again, Chia will have a lot of things that you would have done across Kenya, and maybe also even across the borders of Kenya.
That is actually a challenge right now. Because since we've
but we'll do it. It's a challenge now, but in the next 15 years it will be a different
Not even a challenge in terms of crossing the border, but a challenge in terms of, because we call ourselves Girls in Aviation Africa, we get requests from people to join who are not in Kenya. And we've been trying to ask ourselves how to make it happen, because now we do even people who are outside Nairobi kind of struggle, because if we are doing a catch-up where it's in Nairobi, this is where our mentorship is. So far the people who we have who are maybe in Nanyuki, they come to Nairobi. But now we're trying to figure out if we are to have members who are outside Kenya, we are trying to see how would we do it. How would we make it work? Because it would be nice that the Africa is Africaing. It would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice. It would be nice. So it's just not a title, but hopefully things will work out.
They will. They always do. Like if we take a look at the journeys that we have had individually, it will also work, because now we have other sisters joining in the initiative, other people that are seeing the big sun, the future within the organization. So it will definitely work out. Don't worry. The next time we have an episode like this, we're gonna be maybe in Senegal or something, or in Morocco.
Yeah, definitely happening. Definitely happening. I'll be like, praise where we're at today.
Then Timbuktu will be our background.
Yes, I agree. I agree, because growth is constant. So we shall see, because so far we've grown, we've really grown. And even now if we look back, we are like, this year we've got a lot of new members, and it's growing. It's growing because I'm usually the one who keeps the record. So I'm the one who sees how many numbers are we
at.
People ask me, hey, Chebs, how many people do we have right now? Yeah, so that's usually my docket to keep the records. And so far, so good. I think volunteering has been rewarding, I would say, because when you impact another person, you've added something to yourself, because even you, when you're going home, you feel like it's a day well spent. You feel like you've done your part. Other than, most of the time we just tend to criticize people. Why did you do that? Why did you choose that? But let's do the reverse.
Whenever I go for volunteering outreach because I volunteer for Girl Up Zimbabwe, the way that I brag on my status during those volunteering outreaches, like as if I'm the president, as if I'm doing something that Elon Musk is seeing and he's jealous of me. Like, I brag so much because I know the information that God has bestowed upon me. He has also given me the strength and confidence to teach someone else who's younger than me.
Yes.
So it's something to be proud of, and I'm proud of that journey each and every day.
Yes. And then also, we have to pour out to others, so that you'll also have room to receive.
To serve more.
Because if you are always just holding on to the one that you have, you will never grow in this life. You will never grow. So we try as much as possible to also pour out into others. Yes.
This is so inspiring.
Even in the group, the other day, someone sent me a message. I've been accused of being the one people come to. As much as I'm the tough one, I think there's just something about me that makes people want to open up. So people always come to me and ask me, so here, what do I do? And then because I'm a very vocal person, I just usually give my opinion. I'm just being me. And then later someone comes and asks you, that thing that you were saying, hey, tell me more. Like, for example, the other day, 2 months ago, I was just having a conversation and I was talking about, girl, invest your money. Girl, save your money. Don't just be spending. If you want to take yourself a vacation for your birthday, plan. Plan. I'm just being me. Then later someone comes and asks me, so how do you do this thing? Can you show me? I'm wondering.
But I was just saying.
But now I have to back it up.
Back it up. Okay, fine.
Yes, now I have to back it up. Now I have to give you the little knowledge that I have. Now I have to also share it with you. I'm like, okay, this is what I do. I do A, B, C, D, D. This is what I use. You can custom make it to your liking. But at least now it doesn't look like I was just talking. I have something I can back it up with. But that's just the way it should be. The little that you have, share it with the next person. You might be knowledgeable about how to do a podcast, but maybe I've always wanted to do one, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm like, hey, please show me. So when you are passing on that knowledge, it keeps going. Like when someone comes and asks you, you helped me when I needed help. How do I pay you back? I'll always be like, pass it on. Don't pay me back. I didn't do it so that you can clap. Oh, she did it. Oh, she was there. No, pass it on. So even these people that we come here and we impact, you'd find some of them still send us emails, some of them still reach out to us, and we always tell them, the little knowledge you've gotten, pass it on. Yeah.
Because it will be big knowledge to someone else who's starting. This is so amazing. So Bertha, as we wrap up our episode with you, guys, I wish I could spend the entire day talking to Bertha. Bertha has lots of stories. I wish, but time is never on our side.
We agree.
So what message would you leave to young African girls out there dreaming of careers in STEM, someone who is stuck, maybe the person is now 17, 18 or even 22, but then they are still stuck with what exactly can I do? How well can they make use of their surroundings, people around them, in terms of really, and also in terms of pursuing their educational dreams and also careers at large?
One, I would say Google is your friend. Google is your friend. And right now they made it so easy. Like if you want to find aviation schools near me, it will give you the list. So what I would always say, everything that I do, I always start by research. You go and you see, these are my options. This is what I can do. Then now break it down. Start with, even with a house, you have to start with a plan. Then now you break it down. And don't stress yourself by when you look at the big picture. If you feel like the big picture is too much for you, break it into small goals. Like for me, that's what works. For me, I like to break down my tasks into small goals. Like first decide what would you like to do.
True.
And what is your inspiration for doing it? Because if you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for someone else, it will not work out. You have to do that thing, like if you're passionate about something, you don't work a day in your life. Like for me, if I go to work right now and someone gives me a manual, write this manual, this is what I do. This is me. And like there's someone else who maybe does the same job that I do, but maybe that they hate it. They hate writing manuals. But for me, this is my passion. So I don't feel like, in as much as sometimes work can stress me out, I don't feel like I want to quit. Sometimes I might say jokingly, hey, where is that person who used to tell me I should be a housewife? But I'm not willing to let it go because I am finally living my dream. So that thing that you've pictured for yourself, that this is the life you want for yourself, now start coming up with those small footsteps that you can take, those baby steps towards it. If it's a career, start by discovering how to get into it, like the training that you can do near you. You don't have to think about, I'm in Kenya, I want to go training in the UK.
Okay, no.
Start with home ground first, because maybe UK is not something you can achieve. Maybe it's not something you can afford. So start with here, near me. If I want to do that training, where would I go? Then you can even do a walk in there, and people are open to answering all your questions. Even these days, websites have that contact me form where you write and they get back to you. So never be scared to ask questions. The more knowledge you gather, the more of an informed decision you can make. So ask questions. If you want to be a pilot, if you want to be an engineer, you can even find someone on LinkedIn who does it and send them a message. And I'm sure they will respond to you. And by the way, sometimes you'll find a snob who will not respond to you. Don't let that discourage you.
Find someone else.
Yeah, the problem is not you. It's them. They woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
True.
You move on to the next person. But don't stop. What I would say for anyone who wants to pursue anything in STEM, the system is designed to discourage you.
True.
That is just the honest truth. The system is designed to discourage you, and only the tough people make it through. So many of us, when we started in my class in China were 36 students. 10 of us are Kenyans. Out of the 10, only 2 of us are working in aviation, because the rest quit. It's gonna be hard before it gets easy. So don't be afraid to start, because the beginning is gonna test your patience. It's gonna test your sanity, but you keep pushing. If you want to be in this beautiful place where we are, where you reach at that level, you can say, this is what I do and I'm proud of it. You're gonna, in aviation we say baptism by fire. Okay. You have to walk through the fire to get to that beautiful place you want to go. So don't quit. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Amazing. Thank you. I'm going to clap hands for you, because this was so amazing. And my best takeaway from you is never be afraid to ask questions. So there are some of the things that I still want to pursue in life. I'm going to start asking the questions today, because only then can I get the answers, because guesswork doesn't get you anywhere. Never guesswork something that you want to ask someone, and you definitely be in the right spot. Bertha, I am so glad that I had this interview with you.
I'm happy I came today.
Thank you very much for joining us. I hope to sit down with you in the future as we talk more about growth, how far we have come, the things that we will be currently pursuing at the certain time, and it's going to be in another place as well.
Definitely.
We're going to make it happen.
Definitely.
Watch the space.
You never know. Hey, life happens. It's going to happen.
As well. Thank you very much for joining us. To our African audience, thank you very much for tuning into today's episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms. That is Chiedza CheAfrica podcast. And always remember to share this information with someone else who needs it but doesn't have access to the internet or access to any mobile devices that they can watch this podcast from. But you have a relative, you have a sister, you have someone in your community who wants to pursue a certain career, then you are listening to the podcast, you will know that this information is definitely meant for that person. So pass on the button stick. Don't hold the information to yourself. Let others grow as well. So from me and the crew behind the scenes, and from lovely Bertha, it's bye.